Never doing that hand movement again. On it.
Even on private chat, I need to go on to comments. Evening all, Nick, Danny, and Harry and Les.
Fresh meat, rage.
Yes.
Tranja!
My Tranja's just out of reach, otherwise I would have grabbed it. Oh, bugger. Why did I move it? It's there. This little velvet
never be out of reach.
No, I know. Never be out of reach, the Tranja. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not... as usual, I am in no way prepared for this weekend's event.
Oh, dear.
So
we're one down, by the way. Let's get that out of the way quickly. Andy is stuck at work doing very important things, dressed as Tango Man. So we bid Andy adieu, and we will see him next week. Hopefully, he said he might try and get on later on if he can. But yeah, he's at work at the minute doing very, very important things with robots. Digest that as you will.
You have to wonder. So he is making a robot with a hand, and you have to wonder.
A hand with just a forward and backwards motion.
Yeah, I also like to think he's going to.
I think personally, it's a hand to assist in the cocking of a shotgun. That's what I think the hand's doing.
What else would it be for?
Well, exactly, yeah. So you could rapidly cock the shotgun, firing many rounds.
Sometimes it's two hands to cock two shotguns at once.
Double shotgun, yeah. You could just hold both shotguns, and then the other two robotic hands. Oh, can't keep up with the amount of shots.
And sometimes you want to cock the shotgun at the person behind you.
Or the person behind you might want to reach around and cock the shotgun for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a plethora of things. This I don't know how we got onto that. All we said was Andy was running late and he might not be on tonight. Going into shotgun cocking robots.
Hi James. Hi James C. Hi Damien. Ray says, speaking of Trangia, did you use those mess tins, Lance?
Do you know what, mate? I didn't, but I am going to take it along with me this weekend to the AI 500 because I want to do a comparisonio, not with me old Trangia mess tin. And I want to do a little like a boil water test with a Trangia and my Crusader Cup.
Oh, you can do science.
I will be doing some science this weekend because we have got downtime on a Saturday evening. So I haven't got a lab coat. I'll pop past Fry's and see if I can nick a butcher's jacket.
NoFo lab coats for when we do science and testing and shit.
For when we do science. I want one of those head straps that's got the huge lamp that comes off of it, like Egon would wear in Ghostbusters. Oh no, you lot don't like Ghostbusters, so you wouldn't know about that.
Fucker.
Yes, but I tell you what, Rage. What I did do, mate, is you could pack quite a bit of kit into that little mess tin. I got a main meal, like a Rat Pack boil in the bag meal. I got a dessert, like a sticky toffee pudding or something there, ginger pudding. A little bit of a brew kit in there. So waterproof matches, a little BCB hexi stove, and a couple of Dragon Fuel gel cells. So that's like contained within that one little tin, which is over there. I can't get to it. You can get like a brew kit, a main meal, a dessert, and your cooking stuff all in that little. It's not even the size of a utility pouch. It's probably, I'm not joking, the tin is probably about the size of my iPhone. That's the Biggie 12 Pro one. Yeah, wicked. Well happy with that. So I shall be doing the science this weekend.
Science.
I might even actually take part in the event. I might just sit at the Mabasha doing science all day.
I know. To be fair, that you are a bit hesitant about this event.
I'm not hesitant at all. I'm going to.
You're going at it with open minds, but to be fair,
I am indeed. Yes,
you do have some slight preconceptions. I think that's safe to be fair.
Yeah, I've just not been to one before, so I don't know what to expect. You know, when you get when you do a MilSim or like a battle sim or a like a film sim sort of thing with like the Octo guys, you get like a storyline, what's sort of happening and this, that, and whether it is one for this that I haven't seen yet. I've not seen one, so all I'm familiar with is that there's some teams.
Yeah.
And we are on one side. And there's other teams doing other things. So I'm not too sure as to if there's a storyline or what's expected of us as a side, if you like. Whereas you get to an event where you've got PMC, JTF, some rebel sort of force or whatnot. You know, 9 times out of 10, the rebel force being an insurgency or something. Then you've got the PMC coming in, working for whoever pays the most dollar. JTF are there to either stop the bad guys or do recce. Whereas this one, I'm not sure what's expected of us. So apprehensive there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, all the boys will be down there, so we're gonna have a great time. Regardless, it's gonna be good. And I'm only using my MP5 this weekend because my other 2 guns are away.
I'm running my MP9.
Ooh, MP5.
I'm running a blowback.
MP
friends.
Oh, friends.
You have to kick every door in and be like, "It's the MPs."
Yeah, MP. Double shotgun.
It's the gas blowback one I've got. It's the ASG MP9. But I can't find the hop adjustment tool. So because I bought this one second hand, I don't.
Is that
know
the really long Allen key or?
No, it's a little tiny one, but it's a little plastic thing that slots into the when you open the bolt carrier moves back, and there's a little adjustment ring in there, so you can do it with your finger, but it's going to be a lot easier to actually have the tool. But because I bought it second hand, I don't think it came with the tool. And would you like to guess how much the tool costs to have it imported from the US?
$29.99.
$60.
Jesus H.
A tiny bit of plastic. The thing's only like $8 itself.
I'll get Harry to make you one. Be fine.
To be fair, I was going to ask Harry to make me one, but I can't find any modelling files for it. So I thought, you know,
is it just a hex key or an Allen key?
No, it's like a little special tool thing. It's
what's the end of it look like? Is it hexagonal? Is it a security type?
It's a circle with little like notches in it, so it clicks into the
so it's a security bit. It's just like a little you can get them.
No, it's not. That's a security. No, that's a security hex tool.
That's an Allen key. That's an Allen key.
Well, it's not an Allen key. It's a security one. But
no, it's not.
Who is Alan and how did he manage to get all these keys?
Why has he made all these keys? Why can't he just get one key to fit one bloody lock? Fool.
It's like Dragon's Den. He's like, "Hi, my name's Alan. I've invented some keys, and I've already got to deal with IKEA." So
so whatever. So I don't care if you give me anything or not. Anyhow, come on, we're digressing. Let's get into some. We've got some people in the chat here.
Yeah, so people are talking. So James C says mere minutes and the streams are already degenerated into innuendos.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Andrew Taylor says evening from the Alps this week. Oh, hi, nice.
Very nice.
Literally hi.
Hi. Yeah.
Boom. I'm hilarious. Hi, Mike. Ray says you could get the burner in there as well.
Yes, you could, mate. You can. That Trangia would sit. Oh, would it sit in there? Yeah, I think it probably would do, mate. Because the lid doesn't sit inside flush with the actual main pot. The actual lid sits proud. It clicks onto it, but you still get a bit of lid space, if you know what I mean. I reckon, yeah.
Trangia are missing a trick, not bringing out a gas burner as well.
No, it's not. No, they shouldn't. They should leave it as it is.
It'll be like a proper old school. Oh, I've gone blurry. It'll be like a proper old school gas burner. It's like some sort of comes with like steampunk goggles and stuff like that.
Yeah. Toot toot. Ready.
Harry says the Doctor's head thing is just a mirror. They're only $3.99 apparently. There you go.
Oh, well, for science, let's do that. I want one of the big, like the googly eye thing.
I'll tell you what, if anyone ever sends us some proper serious thing to review, we need to dress the part.
Full science everywhere. Lab.
Just clipboards and lab coats.
Yeah. Bunsen burner and a selection of test tubes with fucking nothing to do with what we're doing, just there.
James C says, are you chatting about the Trangia Best tins that you can seal? They're sometimes used for survival tins as they are much more such a versatile item.
Absolutely are, mate. Yes, it's the one that's got the little fold up handle with the heat shield on the handle now. It's like a little new bit they've added to it. Yeah, wicked little bit of kit. Love that. Yet to try it. Still fresh. Still box fresh, man. So
nice. Ray says, is that not 3 events in 5 weeks you've been to, you two? Yeah, you two. Your partners must fucking love you. So it's only 2 for me. You had the SEO one, didn't you?
I went to SEO, and then the following week I went to Gladius, and then I had a break, and I worked a weekend, and then I'm going to AF500 this weekend. I'm not in the bad.
You properly look like a little naughty schoolboy. Just saying, you're like.
I know. But so I did SEO, and then I did Gladius, and then I worked all weekend. The following weekend after that, and then which was the weekend just gone, and then this weekend I'm going to AI500, and then the weekend after that, I'm not doing anything. I'm staying at home. I'm spending time with my family. Oh, my wife could do a spa break. Oh, yeah, actually, no, sorry, love me. Me and Mike are going out the piss. No, you're not.
No, we're going out for a spa break.
Yeah, lovely. Beautiful.
Harry said, "Send me a photo and I'll knock one up for you." I will get in touch, Harry. James C said, "I'm sure someone can 3D print one. Tom from AATV could model it for you, and I'd wager he could do it cheaper." That's the thing. I just need to find one that I can then.
Are they specific to the gas blowback weapon that in question, or could you use one from another gas blowback?
No, so they are specific for the MP9. Like they're the KWA KSC.
Anyone going to R500 this weekend has got an MP9 with a little stupid tool that Mike could borrow because he's lost his one because he's an idiot.
Yeah,
that's what we need to do. Let's put that out there.
And then, genuinely, if you can sell them, because I've found so many websites online of people that are out of stock in the UK, then you could make them and then sell them on. So, if anything, I'm presenting you a business opportunity.
Business opportunity. Ba, 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 ba.
That sounds like the Pew Pew News. What did you buy?
I was going to go like that. Business opportunity and turn my light back off, but you've ruined it for me. Sorry.
What have you bought this week?
Do you know what I bought this week? I bought something in Audi this week. I bought a car battery charger, car/motorcycle battery charger. Because I'm doing my workbench at the back of the garage. So once I've got my power run out there, I could trickle charge the Warrior, keep it topped up. The battery's not the best in it anymore, so I do need to get a new battery at some point. So if it is flat on a very cold morning, I've got a brand new car battery in the boot, some jump leads, so I just and it fires up straight away, beautiful. But I'm going to run that out there and keep a trickle charge. $12.99. Awesome, wicked bit of kit. So I've charged my spare battery, which I keep in the back of the truck for jump starting. Brought that in, give it a nice slow charge overnight. Perfect, beautiful. So I'm going to be running power out there. Probably the weekend I'm supposed to be spending all the time with the wife and kids. I'll spend it in the garage, building and drilling through walls and running power cables.
But at least you're at home.
But I'm at home. I am in the footprint of our area. No complaints can be made.
You're within the virtual fence before it sets the old foot alarm off.
Yep. But there we go. So I got that, and I got great news. Really, really made my day. This is so my old poo chair. I did a wild overnight camp just after Christmas, I think it was. Anyhow, flames. The wind picked up a bit. I stood up out my chair, and the wind caught the back of the chair, pushed it forward, and the top corner of it fell into the embers of the fire, and it melted and broke. And well, it didn't break the metal frame of the chair, but it melted the top portion that holds it in place. So it sort of like rendered it useless. I swiftly got a new one for Christmas from my father, which was very, very kind of him. And I was just looking at this frame of the Kamui chair, which is basically this. So this is what it's made by. It's made by Kamui. It's a wicked. They're wicked chairs, really good. And I thought, I wonder if they sell just the material part of the chair. So I've jumped online, found out, went to their main site, contacted them, got a response back, and they said, "I'm sorry, unfortunately, we don't stock just individual parts for it." Blah blah blah. And I responded, "Okay, it's no worries at all. It's fine. I just want to check. So I've got the spare metal frame here. It's a great chair. I have bought another one since because they're that good." And then I get another email back saying, it does come with a year's warranty, but yours ran out. Obviously, you bought it in 2019, which is now run out.
So just setting it on fire, warranty.
Well, it's just accidental damage, isn't it? It's one of them things. But the actual lady called Yumi, who started this company up, she's like an outdoor explorer-esque type person, loves it. Sent me a lovely email back. She said, thanks for your kind words about our product and that. She goes, can you send me your home address so I can get another chair dispatched to you? I was like, well, I was not asking for that, but yeah, absolutely great. And then lo and behold, this week, we're supposed to be here tomorrow, but I got my, they sent me a brand new one free of charge, which I was really grateful for. Obviously, that's not going to happen all the time for people, but, I've got my MTP one and I've got my OD green one back now, which was my original colour, which I've got. So yeah, that completely made my day. I was really chuffed with that. So I didn't buy it as such, but I got that. So yeah.
Les says, I also sent my poo chair back after having it for a year. As you may remember, they told me to send it back, and today I've got a brand new one also.
Ah, look at that poo chair friend. Poo chair friend.
That's weird. Ryan says, evening lads. Evening lads, just finished weapon cleaning and satin spoons for food listening. Nice. Enjoy dinner.
What's that an evening? I do have spoons now. Food listening. Oh, I wonder what that's like. Just like going in like rub a cheeseburger against your ear. Oh yeah.
They don't rub it. It's all to do, the bullshit procedure there is with like tasting wine. It's the same thing, but with food. Like,
so
you have to hear what the chili sings to you.
Oh, I see. So like you'd bite the burger a little bit and then just spit it into a bucket.
Yeah.
Next one.
You spit it in someone's ear.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like soup. This is the house soup. I'll try it. How did that sound? Brilliant.
Hi, Kenny and Silly Goody. Damien says he bought an Odin parachutist keyless smock, which looks quite smart. I actually just while you were talking about your poo chair.
Ooh. I think it's because we were talking about things we've purchased. Oh, look at that. That's wonderful.
It's pretty nice because it's windproof and waterproof, apparently.
Yeah, nice, man.
Oh, just windproof. Windproof? I thought you said it was waterproof.
Ooh.
So, looks nice, though. Good
Like
shout.
it, mate. Like it.
I did also just want to
that.
point this out. This is the little key for the MP9 I was talking about.
That is very distinctive, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's not. I know full well it's not like a Torx Allen key or whatever we were talking about. That's the thing.
Why does it have to be that though? Why can't it be?
I know it's such a pain.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but that's shame on whoever made that gas blowback. ASG, shame on you. Why isn't that a hex key bit or a fucking normal standard security bit that you could purchase anywhere?
Yeah.
Blithering idiots.
Sorry. Yeah, I actually bought a couple of things this week. So the more exciting of the two was I got following on from last week. I bought the Vortex Spark AR, little red dot sight. So it's quite funny. I say Vertex. I genuinely spent 10 minutes looking up Vector. I was looking up Vector optics because I was like, oh yeah, I definitely need a new optic, and I having had them on the podcast, I was like, oh yeah, definitely. And I was just like, because I'm
going to look up Vector.
And there's a company called Vector that make optics. I was like, these don't look the same, and they definitely don't have like the Vector branding on, or what I was expecting to see. I was like, I don't think this is right. It took me. I had to go back in and watch the podcast to get the name of.
Oh, you donut! Absolute donut.
Vortex. They're called Vortex.
Vortex. It's quite easy.
The other one I bought was this. So this is a little lens cover for my Claris XT10. This is actually for the XT11. So this basically just sits over the end of the torch, and is designed. This particular model is a little glass insert that sits as like a little rubberized O-ring on the inside. And it's designed as a light diffuser. So basically it just diffuses light so you're not blinding people bluntly. I actually have a screw-in lens that actually attaches to the torch, which got shot out. And the reason I've got it on there is a sacrificial lens for the main torch. But the little lens caps are quite expensive. So I bought this on the theory that I can actually pop that little glass lens out and potentially put some perspex or something in there.
But
a little bit more.
What's it, a polycarbonate or something?
Yeah, something just a bit more beefy. I need to just
check how
to actually attach that. Well, yeah, I mean, the benefit with this is the fact I can actually put something proper solid on there. So the honeycomb, obviously, if the honeycomb gets damaged, honeycomb's a lot harder for me to replace than just a little disc of plastic or something.
Yeah, true, mate, true.
So that's what I thought. So that was only £8 off of eBay. So I was quite chuffed with that. Yeah. Those are my purchases.
Very nice too, sir. Very nice too.
Chris from Vector would not be happy.
Chris from Vector would not be happy. No.
Oh God, I really hope there's a Chris from Vector. There's Chris from Vortex and Chris from Vector. They just meet up.
Vortex wouldn't be very happy.
Ray says Vector optics are actually not bad. I have an LPVO on my TM Scar. Oh, okay, cool.
Fair play.
Nice. Well, I mean, this is the thing. They didn't look bad, but I was like, I don't think that's
just completely the wrong company you were looking for.
This is not the company you're looking for.
This is not the company you're looking for.
So yeah, James C. In terms of the smock, waterproof. One of the lads had one on exercise, absolutely pissing it down. He was bone dry. Goes down to -5 in its own, and with the insert, it can go down to -20. That's not bad for an £85 price point.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's a good brand. Kilo's a good brand, mate.
Yeah, I might have to look into that.
Oh, evening, John. There's John there from the SEO MilSim, one of its first times out. John McLaughlin there. Good gentleman.
Okay, quick question, because I've just found this on the same website. Would you ever buy that?
What is this? Is that one of them? Hang on, is this one of them tactical hoodies that's got built-in fucking mag pouches?
No. So this appears to be, from my understanding, a jacket which goes over the top of like the lower half, the upper half of a plate carrier. If you see, that's the sort of, I think that's the plate carrier in there. So the plate carrier would extend underneath, so you can whack this over the top. It's got sleeves, but it still allows you access to your front mags. Got a little admin panel. Because I've seen these before, and I think it's just an interesting little debate question as to whether.
I guess so. I mean, obviously the zip go. I mean, I'm gesticulating with my cursor on my screen here. No one else can see that, but obviously the zip goes top to bottom, and it finishes at the top of their mags there. So what actually keeps the jacket gathered around the?
I think it looks like there's a draw cord.
Oh, I see.
I'd imagine there's like an elasticated draw cord or something in there.
Right. I think maybe. Or there's some Velcro, maybe it attaches to the side of the rig at the front. I wonder what the bottom two parts that would normally be zipped up are doing. What are they doing there? Yeah, it's a concept, isn't it? I don't know. I can't knock it really. I haven't tried it, so you definitely have to wear it with a plate carrier though. You couldn't just cut about, just got to pop down a shop, just with belly hanging out. All right.
Oh, I'll tell you what. When I get some more money, that's what we're going to be doing.
My guts eating the lower portion of my jacket.
Yeah. So, just quickly, Harry said, "Are you both not doing the Octo 8 at the end of the month?"
Sadly, not. I cannot push my luck too much, Harry. If I want to maintain the current health I have. Yeah,
I'm the same. I'm trying to restrict to sort of one a month. So
I would do, but I just can't push my luck, mate. I can't push my luck. Yeah.
The Legion one for me was in March. This one's in April, so that's fine. It's not too bad that they're close together, but
yeah.
Harry says that half jacket I'd rather be seen getting out the back of a sheep.
But with the half jacket on or off? I suppose that again, there's another situation that it would come into its own, wouldn't it? Because essentially you're replacing a plate carrier with the rear of the sheep, so that your jacket will keep you snug as a bug. Yeah, that'll work. Give it a go, Harry. Let us know. I want photographs, otherwise it didn't happen.
And it's just tactical feather boa. And Ray says, and as I said to you, Mike, they aren't that much cheaper than the Vortex optics. So those are the Vector optics.
Vector and Vortex. Bodger and Badger.
Bodger and Badger. Right. What are we going to talk about? We're talking about Legion this week. So obviously,
Gladius, bloody 5. It was brilliant.
So we were both at Legion Airsoft events, Gladius 5. So that was 2 weeks ago now. 2 weeks, week and a half, whatever. It was a good weekend. It was definitely a good weekend.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Should we start? What's the best way to approach this as a debrief? Do you reckon? What should we just roll
from the end and work our way back?
Okay. So I had to clean out more than one person's bunkhouse because nobody knows how to.
No, come on, stop. Let me get it. Don't be silly. Don't be silly.
No,
so
good.
booking on and all that. It's the usual, isn't it? For that sort of event, it was all clear and concise. Yay or nay?
I do like with Legion the I mean, I don't know, to be fair. I'd be interested to see what Rage thinks of this. I don't know what Op4 get in terms of like pre-briefing documents because I've never done an Op4 role for this event.
Yeah.
But I know for the kind of NATO Blue Force side, that you get a lot of Orbats and maps and kind of briefing documents and stuff like that. So yes, we'll get to that, Rage. The grenade.
Oh yeah, from the peaceful onlookers, yeah, and then out comes a grenade. How original.
Yeah. So no, it was good. It was good. I mean, I'd say Legion events are always good. I always feel like I've got kind of just the right level of information for that. It's kind of concise and clear.
You're not bombarded, are you?
No, some events are a little bit rogue in terms of trying to give you too much information. I feel that's probably similar to AI. I'm going to name a name, but AI 500. I'm finding that there's kind of lots of bits and pieces of information floating around it. It doesn't all seem to be in sort of one place.
Yeah,
which is fine. It's not a problem, but it's just it's harder to find that information basically. Yeah, we obviously rocked up on the Friday night. I had a cheeky barbecue. That was all right.
That was delicious. Lovely, yeah.
So, we don't barbecue at every MilSim we go to, but this was just like the pre-event
Yeah.
Because we were all there on the Friday night. Because it doesn't really start until the Saturday, does it?
No. And it was quite nice. It's the first time all of us have been back together in a long time. Well, I say 3/4 of our team. And then we had the company of Danny, Wayne, and Mr. Brewer, who joined our section for the weekend, which was fantastic. So we loved having them along. It was brilliant. And it was nice, nice to just have that Friday night, just sort of catch up, chew the fat, eat some barbecue food. And then Mike came out and said, "Fucking hell, you weren't kidding, you wanted the barbecue, was you?" I was like, "Yeah, we don't do things by ours, mate." So it was nice, yeah. So we got, obviously drove into the main fob, offloaded all the kit, parked the vehicles up, and then we shifted them out in the morning out of the game zone because obviously the fob was in play. So we did everyone's vehicles, didn't want them in there. Got our heads down at a reasonable hour. Well, most of us did. Most of us were awake for a bit longer than what they should have been, but there we go.
Right. So we were told categorically from the start of the event, make sure you use all of your downtime as downtime. Don't start playing hero and sort of, trying to run around.
I can plow on through it.
Yeah. So, I just made use of the fact that every time I got a spare 5 minutes,
This is before the event.
Yeah. But to be fair, my weekends are my rest time, so I go hell for leather, burning both ends of the candle.
Oh, Billy, there was a bit of snoring going on. Somebody here couldn't get to sleep because of the sound. So somebody here ended up grabbing their cot out the back of the truck and sticking it outside under the stars when it was -3 overnight, and just slept out there in his bivvy bag with his snug pack DOS bag.
You loved it.
And it was beautiful.
You loved it.
I laid there at a clear sky, a full canopy of stars, a little frosty beard. Yeah. It was very nice. Yes,
I had a lovely night's sleep. I don't know what you mean.
You sounded like you did. I must admit, you did sound like you had a lovely night's sleep. Yeah.
Rage says, so they got a storyline and a timetable for when they would be Civ Pop and when they would be Insurgents, and then just a bit of a briefing on the morning of the event starting, basically telling us how to be.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, like that. Nice and simple. Yeah. Perfect, mate. I like this idea of the timetable of like an alarm going off. Oh, insurgency time. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, nice. I wonder if Rage. Is that like a rotational period? Is it like 3 hours on, 3 hours off, or not too dissimilar to like our taskings as JTF sort of thing, where you do like a stag defense, patrols, or a mission tasking or something like that, like throughout the day, or is it sort of broken up over different time periods? I'm guessing. Yeah, that'd be cool to find out that if you can, mate. That'd be good. So the Friday night, Saturday morning, then we started prepping kit. Well, a lot of it we prepped prior to the event, which was good. So we didn't have a lot of running about headless chickens in the morning. Everyone was pretty squared away. Mags were already bombed up. Kit was pretty much ready to go. Comms were sorted the Friday evening whilst barbecuing, which was good. The comms were brilliant all weekend. I didn't have any issues with my comms.
Big shout out to Mike Splatpup, Pete Brewer.
Captain
James Means for that.
With his tough book and the chirp app programming radios and that for us. That was brilliant. Yeah, it's really good, mate. Captain Splatfuck in the house, yo.
It was quite funny because he's sitting there. He's like his little rugged laptop and chirp. He's just like, I'm going to program everyone's radios. It was great. It's good.
He doesn't sound like that.
I know. I think he was towards the end. I think he was getting a bit annoyed.
And yes, of course, yes. Mr. Brewer's absolutely right, Mr. Mins as well. And yourself, Mike. The three of you there. The three radio amigos.
I didn't really do loads. It was more the other two, but
it was all very impressive. It was very impressive. So yeah, all the comms were cracking throughout the weekend. It was really good. For a change. There's normally a gremlin in the works when it comes to comms at Airsoft events and stuff like that. But touch wood, we'll get the same this weekend with a bit of luck.
So I mean, the
breath,
weekend obviously started. The proper event started with we obviously had a briefing, sort of a full team briefing. Then they brought the TLs, I believe, into sort of a TL briefing to go obviously run through the various taskings. And then we were out on the ground, weren't we? Straight away. Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, so we carried out one of the first foot patrols into the town, sort of rubbing shoulders with the villagers as such. Literally walked straight into an potential IED threat. So we got the local bobbies to cordon off the area, called in the OD team, put in a cordon, set a perimeter, waited for the OD team to turn up. It was a false alarm in the end, but that's what we were tasked to do: keep our eyes open. Any threats to report them, any threats to the local populace, and this, that, and the other. So that's what we've done. Continued on our patrol. The police got waylaid, and we could only go through the village with a police escort at that time during at that particular point of the event as it just started. The police got waylaid on doing something else, processing something. So we took a wide berth, didn't we, Mike, around the outer flanks of the village, back behind the railway line, down through the forest, or through that wood block. And we happened, and then on our patrol, we happened across an enemy mortar position, which was swiftly dealt with.
You found an IED, but what we thought was an IED first. It turned out to just be a blue barrel.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what the police cordon was, but it was obviously the false alarm. And then, so once after that, we cleared the town without a police escort. So we went all the way around the outer perimeter. So we didn't want to, get anybody upset that NATO forces were there without a police presence in the village. So we went completely out of the village boundary, through, open area, if you like, through the woods, and then happened across two individuals, two suspect-looking reprobates with an 81mm mortar tube and a box of ammunition. So they were detained and dealt with, and then we continued our patrol back to the main fob for a debriefing and that. And it was good. Every time we came back in, we went straight in for team leaders. Went straight in for debriefs. Not that I wasn't the team leader, but Mr. Kettles and Mr. Brewer between them, with their two ICs, David and Wayne, sort of squared us all away for the weekend, which was cool. So they're going for their debrief. Any handovers they were doing, they'd hand over to the other next team leader. Whatever they've seen out on the ground, this, that, and the other. Yeah, so it was cool in that respect. Yeah, the first little patrol was nice. Enjoyed it. It's just good to be back at the site. It's fantastic. I love it there. Really good.
Yeah. Rage said those lads playing the coppers did an absolute grand job. They did.
They did. Absolutely, Rage.
Little green car with all the branding and stuff on it.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. They go all out for it for their police role. It's fantastic. Yeah, no, it's great seeing him there. He's got the Chief's always got that cheeky smile on his face, and you're not quite sure whether he likes you, he's going to shoot you in the face. Oh, you've been sure? No idea, mate. What?
So obviously the Blue 4 have the ROE, which is the rules of engagement. So it's very kind of particular as to what you can do. I think the ROE for us was a case of you can't really fire unless they've got a weapon and are firing back at you. So even if you see a weapon, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad guy.
Exactly. It could be a hunting trip. It could be anything like that. So
yeah.
You've got to be very, very careful with. You got to really pick your battles, haven't you? When it comes to that, bite your tongue a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But
it's good because I know a lot of the Op4 obviously kind of get into their role. There's a lot of role play with it. There's that kind of constant sense of hostility. Which is really hard because, as Blue 4, I'm quite an amicable person. When someone comes up to me and wants to have a chat, I'll quite happily have a chat with them. But at the same time, because a lot of the Op4 are all running around potentially grenades and pistols on them, I don't want you to kill me.
Yeah, I really want to chat with you, but I don't want to die at the same time.
So there was one guy that came up to me and he was like, "Oh, I really like your stoner. Yeah, my mate's got a stoner. Can I have a look?" I was like, "Nah, back off. 2 meters away. Stay away from me." He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I just wanted to have a look." I was like, "No, I'm really sorry as well. I'll talk to you later."
I'm sorry.
I'm going to be your friend. Oh, there we go. Ray says you could get a license from the coppers to carry a weapon. So.
There we go. See. Yeah, it's good stuff.
And I think they had little ID cards as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah, it's cool, mate. Wicked. I loved it. I found on this event there was a lot more interaction with the police and the civvy pop and bits and bobs like that. It was really well set up how it was run and orchestrated as such. Yeah, it's cool. I liked it. Very nice.
Yeah. And then, basically it all just slowly just accelerated, sort of order and sort of law just broke down. Just became a... It got to the point where there was more insurgency. It becomes a skirmish, doesn't it? But it's that build up and the storyline behind it. So it's not just let's run around with guns.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, obviously they had the specific mission taskings during the event as well. Like certain buildings you'd have to go and take, search, sort of like night raids and things like that going on, which was always great fun. It's fantastic. The amount of the hits we got at our sangers at night time. The amount of times the fob got hit was brilliant. Loved all that. We had mortars coming in, tag rounds. It was just wicked. It was just brilliant. The amount of times people just shouting stand to or getting under hard cover because you have mortars coming in, people running across the open square into the buildings and stuff. Yeah, it was wicked. It was wicked. I'm glad that Op4 spent all that money on pyro because I enjoyed every single bit of it. I was like, yes, come on, this is brilliant. Look at the bangs going off. Yes.
Fresh Reed says, I lost count of how many times I got blown up. When 2-1 Delta got wiped at the Alamo Saturday night, the sheer amount of pyro that came over the wall at us was mental.
Brilliant. It sounded really bad for where I was stood in the safety of my Sanger number 2. I was all right.
Eating lunch and having a hot drink.
I was like, do you suppose they're getting hit? I think they are, you know. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, talking to pyro, you know, we can't not talk about Paul's grenade throw, which it was so frustrating. The QRF, we got called out as the QRF to assist with a vaccine centre. I can't remember what call sign was there already, so there was someone sort of holding down the vaccine centre, and they were sort of getting pepper shotted out every once in a while. So we made a mistake there, and we sort of bunched up because we were equipped with riot shields to go and sort of quell the riot, and we ended up getting pinned down in a rather silly place, of which old Mr. Chief and his sneaky little grenade came over, landed literally right in the middle of us, took about 10 or so.
It was
3-4 out.
It was a cheeky roll down an alleyway.
Oh, no, it came in. It was a good throw.
I thought it was another little cheeky underarm roll.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a. It was a good shot, and it was just frustrating because it shouldn't have killed as many people as it did. But I mean, that's the problem when you've got Op4 as well floating around in close proximity. So again, we should have been pushing those back. I mean, this is the thing.
Well, to be fair, what we should have done was actually on the. When you look back, you know, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Was actually not even gone into that area, but just actually set a hard cordoning around it. Like we had cover on the other side of the road. We had the berm there, which we could have set up. Perhaps, maybe. Well, I don't know if the police were probably busy. They were normally occupied the majority of their time of the day. But bottleneck in the alleyway on the other side, maybe. But we were so concentrated in that one area. It's just literally, with one grenade, we could quite easily have taken out 2 call signs there.
Which is apparently a blind throw as well, which makes it even more annoying.
Oh, you wizard. Then bloody friendly civilian population and their hand grenades. God, no way, I order.
So I mean, this is an interesting thing. So for a lot of MilSim events, you go to, you find that call signs and squads and sections, whatever you want to call them, they generally tend to kind of adhere to the sort of spacing of say maybe 5 to 10 meters, sort of try and keep people apart. And it's for exactly that reason, which is, you know, a single grenade comes in, that wipes out half your team, then you're immobile. You've got half your team down. You're not going to be very effective in terms of returning fire. In a situation like that, where we're surrounded by lots of windows, there wasn't enough people left over trying to cover arcs of fire from the windows. So it's little things like that you really have to kind of bear in mind when you're at an event like that, especially when you've got like a civilian population floating around you. Yeah. Because it only takes 2 seconds for someone to pull out a grenade and throw it.
That's it, exactly. Yeah. And at the time, if it's concealed and that you can't see it, you've got no reason to perceive that they might have something on them or anything like that. They've not shown any threat. It's a tough one. It's really tough to sort of manage. I hate them situations. I fucking hate it. When there's a riot, and I was like, oh, fuck it. Just let them riot. And then when it calms down, we'll go out then because it's bullshit. You can't do nothing about it. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? You know, I'm going to give you one chance to stay over there. If you cross that line, you're going to be shot because you're not going to risk my life and the lives of the guys in my section. And that should be enough then. But no, they cross the line. It's like, well, I can't literally just start shooting you now. But next time, I think I might just say, right, this is your first and only warning. If you do this, you will be shot because you're endangering our lives. Okay?
Yeah.
Next. Then we can get it to kick off a bit earlier.
Ray said, what was good though was when the Civ Pop started throwing those foam bricks and the smoke grenade, the TF started shooting people that were throwing things. Yeah, I mean there was a couple people that took the riot, I think, a little bit too far. In terms of there was one particular chap who he might as well have been an actual riot. Like he was slinging fists and he's throwing his proper weight around.
Oh, well, the guy pushing through the
yeah.
That, I don't know the to be fair, I've not seen him at one of the events before, but yeah, I was a bit like, okay, mate, I get your writing, but there's a line of, I get that you're writing,
he was really happy about pushing through, but it's like, I mean, he was proper throwing his weight. I mean, I think he threw someone against the wall at one point.
Yeah.
Like,
well, my M4 nearly come a cropper, and I was like, right, now you're starting to piss me off a bit, mate, because you're actually proper, like, play the game a bit. We are here to stop a riot. Tit for tat, blah blah blah. Back you go.
Because it's not like we can all just suddenly whack out collapsible buttons and just start hitting the crap out.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where where it was going. And I was just like, mate, you need to calm down a bit. I get that you're rioting, and I get a little bit of to and fro and a bit of shouldering. Yeah, go on, get back, you bastard. Blah blah blah. But he was literally like, we could have almost been in a scrum. If I didn't have we could have been scrum and locked on and scrummed at each other. That's how much he was. I was like, mate, you need to calm down a little bit. Come on, play the game. It's just you against 5 of us. We're not going to physically push and hit you back, but you are just pissing me off now. And then he just I went against. I was just like, okay, whatever, go through, because you're clearly a foolish person.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Ray says there was a guy on Op 4 that pissed a few TF guys off. He was being a bit of a dick, getting in people's faces and stuff. See, that's the thing. I don't mind getting in people's faces, but it was it was bordering on physical aggression.
I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind the shouting and hollering. There was a guy there, quite a lean chap with a black baseball cap, black top on. And he's always really funny, because someone would say something to him or point or accidentally raise their rifle a little bit, and he'll be straight on them. You fucking point a rifle at me, and they're just like, oh my god, no, I wasn't. And you just see people like, no. Just looking down here, and he's so quick on his comebacks. So it's brilliant. It's proper funny. But yeah, I love all that. But yeah, mate, you previously was talking about with the right. Yeah, it's just like, man, you need to chill out, buddy. You need a cup of tea. That's what you need.
Fresh Meat says, I did notice a few TF just ignore the ROE and shoot civilians without reason a few times at that event. That does happen. People get a bit trigger finger happy, don't they? And start just shooting people for no reason. But that's where the comms companies, and that's where you're working as a team, and you've got to kind of try and and
there's got to be some like reprimanding for that, because obviously it can upset the apple cart a little bit with regards to an event point of view, especially from like a planning phase, where we should be doing this at this point, and then you've got 4 coming back saying we've just been lit up. What do you want us to do? By rights now, we should be guns blazing because of this. So it's important, if you are playing a JTF role, you really, really, the rules of engagement are there, obviously for the immersion factor, but it leads on to stuff. You can't just go, oh yeah, no, fucking show up. No, it's like, no, because you completely cocked a scenario up now by doing that. So you be calm.
What I would say is there was a few times that one particular member of Op 4, I won't sort of describe him because I don't want to upset anyone, but he was popping rounds off at people, diving behind a wall, thinking that, oh, no one can see me now, putting his gun away, and then walking out as if he was a civilian again, and then
but that's it.
People carried on shooting him. It's like, no, we know you were still an insurgent.
Yeah. You've not turned into a different person who just happens to look like
the same person. We know you have a gun on you. We know you've just been shooting us. Yeah. That's good. If anyone's got any questions, by the way, there's obviously there's 16 people in the chat I can see. So if anyone's got any questions about the event, throw them in because we'll happily answer them. If you've not been to a Legion event or anything before, make this as much of a Q&A as possible. Brian James says the mission briefings before raids were a nice touch. So
yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about mission briefings slightly for a second.
Yeah, so mission briefings. I mean, there's a good. I mean, were you there for most of the mission brief, Mike? One of the late night. I think it was at 1 a.m. We got one of the briefings.
I was there in person.
You missed it was hilarious. So we were sitting there ready for this brief.
I was there.
Alistair, lovely gentleman, giving us his brief, and he's a very well spoken man. And it felt like a real proper briefing. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got like the head sheds up at the front there, giving you this brief and this task that you're going to be doing at night time. This night op, and he's just kicking off. He's like, "Right, gents, this is what we're going to be doing." Blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, we hear this, and like, I've looked over and literally I've just seen Kettles, who's our acting team leader for the weekend, gone fucking wake him up. And calls, who's asleep?
I was told every minute of downtime.
We weren't on downtime. We were getting a briefing, and you were like. And then Mike's reaction was, I wasn't asleep. And there's 30 people in the room, and everyone's like, Yeah, you were. Unless you snore whilst you're awake.
Which I do sometimes do.
So that was quite comical. Yeah.
Pretty awkward.
There we go.
I felt
But
so
maybe-
bad. And I went in and apologised to the guy afterwards. I was like, I'm really sorry I fell asleep at the briefing. I was just, literally having just come off of Stag.
To be fair, you didn't really miss anything. You literally
No,
fell
because it was
asleep.
the same
Whilst he
mission
said,
that we've always done that morning. Isn't
good
it?
evening, gents, and blah blah blah. And then you were awake again. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. But it was funny. It was but the fact you turned around, I wasn't asleep. Like, well, yeah, you were, but everyone saw you asleep. Don't lie. Just make it worse for yourself. But yeah, the briefings were a wicked touch. It was really cool. Some good detail, good locations. Organising the sections into like QRF support, like fire support group, the actual assaulting teams and things like that. Yeah, it was great, wicked. All the team leaders in there taking details down, bits and bobs on the op, what to look out for, and points of interest. It was cool. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed
I think that's one of the things that makes an event for me is the pre-briefings and debriefings afterwards. Is the
detail and things like that.
Because it's having that catch up. It's having the time to go, right, this is what we did. This is why we did it. There's some intel here. We think there's something going on over there, and it's feeding that back into the storyline. But from a team perspective as well, it gives you an opportunity to go, right, guys, we fucked up there. What can we do differently next time?
And that's
because otherwise you just go out making the same mistakes. You get annoyed that you're getting shot and blown up all weekend, and you never kind of have any kind of improvement.
That's definitely one other thing I'd recommend is after you come back in or off of tasking or whatever it is you've done, obviously your team leader will get a debrief with the CO or zero, but have an internal team debrief as well. Like talk about what you might have done wrong, things that the team leader and 2IC they might notice things that guys doing out on the ground. So look, I'm not going to point fingers and name names or anything, but just when we're patrolling, 2 hands on your weapon, checking your arcs, checking your positioning within your order of patrol and things like that. When you're out on pathway, staggered file or extended line, keeping that framework together. Checking the guy behind you, sort of like 5-10 seconds, making sure the guy behind you is still there. Do a little 360 turn and then carrying on or whatnot. Taking a knee when you stop. All those little patrol disciplines and things like that is always handy. And it's like I said, if you don't err, it's just like bad habits and they keep building up there and you keep going, no, it's not real, Christ. But you want it to be as real as possible for the immersion side of it. So if you can sort of like square out them bad habits early on, it makes it just for a better event next time. I mean, this for me was fantastic. I mean, just having all the guys back together, I thought we'd done really well. I mean, as a team, as like the Punishers, like the Zulu Line 3 team, obviously with Mr. Brewer and Danny and Wayne as well, included in that. It was just fantastic. Just to have them 3 additional guys, and obviously having our guys. It's been a long time since we've all been together at that sort of size. I mean, we were a 14-man section. Like we were the biggest call sign at the event, which was wicked, And I think we used that really well. And the fact that we could get cut in half to carry out 2 different taskings at the same time, and did it well. Do you know what I mean? Whether it was we were one on QRF or one on Stag or one out on foot patrol or something, it was brilliant. And a lot, a couple of cock-ups we've made internally as a team. Things out on the ground, but it's things you work on, and it didn't take anything away from the event at all. I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and I was so grateful to Mark for stepping up and sort of like team leading for the weekend, taking the pressure off of me a bit. And it was nice for me to just sort of step back and just enjoy it for what it was. Not that I wouldn't do as a team leader.
You were still radio op. I mean, I wouldn't. I
was still running the comms. I was still running the comms. Yeah, I didn't want to put it all on him. I didn't want to put it all on him, bless, but. Yeah, it was just wicked. It was wicked to see, and it really sort of reignited me flame, if you like. You know what I mean, having a hiatus from not being able to do many events for a couple of years because of bloody COVID, but now they're all coming back now, and everyone's sort of finding their feet again. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was such a good event to go back to, and what a welcome back to Longmore as well for everybody, for OP4 and JTF. Everyone to come back, and no dramas as such really. There was that I heard of anything bad or anything like that happened. Everyone just had a bloody good time, and a wicked OP4 side to go up against, some real gents on that side, and there's nice to see some familiar faces as well on there, which is cool. So I highly recommend it to anyone. Get on the next Legion event.
Well, that's good. Roll into our next question. How many first timers would you say were there, and how did they mix them in? So I can't really speak for OP4 because again,
I don't know. I mean, if there were first timers on the JTF side, I didn't pick them out, to be honest with you. I mean, at the end of the day, Nick, I mean, I suppose this is an event that you could probably quite easily attend if you're new to MilSim from a JTF point of view, or for an Op4 point of view, purely because of the fact you're in hard cover. You know, you've got like our billet. What did it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. You had 12 guys per billet. You got like a double metal bunk bed, all with mattresses in there. So all you had to take was a sleeping bag and a pillow or whatever. So that was your sleeping kit squared away. You didn't need a basher or anything like that. It's probably worth maybe taking one if you're out on a recce sort of thing. You got to pitch up for a couple of hours and put an OP in or something. But you could get by on minimal kit for that event. From my point of view, from a JTF point of view, you wouldn't need to have all of the kit required for sort of like 2 days out in the forest or something, for example. Completely different setup. So yeah, I think someone new to MilSim, I think a couple of battle sims under your belt would be a good idea for sort of like the structure of like getting commands from zero, being in a section and having a team leader and carrying out those sorts of tasks that are different to like a skirmish day, where you'd actually given a split. You are going on a combat patrol in this grid reference, looking out for this, another. Any intel, feed it back to us, and doing them sorts of duties. But yeah, I don't think you'd need to be a seasoned sort of MilSimmer before you went to a Legion event at all. I think it'd be quite good for any new guy. I don't think anyone should be afraid of attending one. And if you are stuck or I mean, Mike, all his staff there, and Mike, they're happily help you out, mate. Really approachable guys. Yeah, wicked marshals or event organisers, shall I say, or DSs. Any of them are happy to help. You know, Luke, who was our CO, and Alistair, they were brilliant. And obviously the big man Mike himself will happily give some guidance and tips as and when it needed. But yeah, I wouldn't scare any new attendee off from going to Legion. I think it'd be more than welcome to go myself.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the only hesitation I would say is just when you book on, say that you're relatively new. It might be just worth doing that. You can put like an additional comments in there, because they do tend to sort of group up lone stragglers with other call signs. And Mike does a really good job of kind of mixing people in. And I think if you just let them know roughly what your kind of what kind of level you're at, I guess. I mean, if you're going to rock up to an event with full nods, thermal, everything like that, it's more the equipment point of view. If you don't have all of that, and then they suddenly put you in a section. So, for example, what's Charlie Gaines's mob called?
Oh, Trojan.
So if they randomly put you in with Trojan, for example, to kind of make up the numbers of that call section, that call sign, you might struggle a little bit, because those guys are kind of very well kitted out. They've got all the stuff, and they're kind of working together quite well. Whereas, for example, with us, our call sign, I think we had like 2 or 3 thermal scopes between 14 of us. And I don't think we had any night vision or anything like that.
Yeah, Brewers on nods. There was 1 or 2 nods.
Yeah, it might just be like they kind of mix you with kind of people that are sort of similar level. Or Mike knows the people going, basically, so he's got an idea about where you would fit in.
Yeah, I think he sort of arranged it that he wouldn't put you in a situation that you wouldn't be able to deal with, basically. So like sending a team out that's all got green eyes, and then you as well. I mean, not having said that, if you was put with Charlie's mob, I'm sure they'd happily look after you anyhow.
Oh, they'd look after you. I think you would just struggle with.
Yeah, because obviously if they're cutting through woodland and they've got the green eyes on, and you're sort of like, fuck me, where do I go now? You know, obviously they look after you, but you know, you get what I'm saying.
Ryan said he had 5 new guys in his team who were first timers, including himself.
Well, there we go.
Ryan, I don't think you can count yourself as a first timer though, seeing as you actually do the real stuff.
Absolute hero. Absolute hero of that weekend.
I've just got to find the picture.
That fireman's carry was just So when Mike put it on Instagram, I was like, I know both the guys in that bloody photograph. Yes, fucking hero.
The medic rules for the event are basically you can't just like put your hand on someone's shoulder and like walk them off.
Like follow me into cover. I'll medic you. You've actually got to either drag them by the belt kit or drag them or put them on a stretcher, or as Ryan's fine example when Mike loads it up.
I've got to apologise because there's some other photos on here that people are going to pop out, and it's particularly that one on the far right with the sausages. But
oh yeah,
it's a random team chat. That's the problem. But this is Ryan here carrying my brother out of harm's way. So
it was just epic, and that's how you get a casualty to get medevac back in.
Yeah,
that's it. Right.
I'm still disappointed that no one fireman lifted me out anywhere. Like, I was dragged a couple times, but that was about it.
But a lot of your injury was self-inflicted, though, wasn't it?
Oh, well, that one was, yeah. I fell over a pile of rubble in front of Rage and a few other people, and I'm still recovering from it. My leg has gone proper bruised from like my ankle to my knee.
Yeah, black and blue that leg is. You did take a big tumble over that mound of rubble.
Oh, that's all right. Ryan's going to get me in the next event. Nice one. Cheers, bud.
You wait.
Yeah.
Ryan's like, challenge accepted.
He just comes running over. I'm not even injured. He's just like running over. He just picks me up.
As soon as you'll be walking in with your kit bag on the Friday evening, like, all right, carry you to your billet, sir.
Kenny Revel says, "What are the Op 4 camos at Legion? I don't own any MTP clothes."
OD greens, block colours, blacks, civvy stuff,
jeans, t-shirts.
Yeah, anything not MTP ish or like NATO-esque colours like Desert DPM or Digicams and bits and bobs like that. I think it's mainly block colours. Tans. Is tan all right? Not sure if tan's all right. OD green, 100%.
Yeah, tan falls under.
Tan might be JTF.
Colours.
But that 100% OD green, civvy, black. I'm guessing like a very dark brown or dark grey as well. Those sorts of colours, mate. Yeah, any of the non-NATO camo patterns, you should pretty much be okay with. I think you can use DPM as well. Woodland DPM, I think, is all right for Op 4. You'd have to double, but then there isn't the rule set, mate. If you look on the Legion events, they have a generic rule set for the camo patterns that each faction can use and stuff like that. So I wouldn't worry at all, mate. You'll be golden on Op 4.
Good night, Wayne.
See you later, fresh mate. All the best, mate. All the best. So, highlight of the weekend for you, Mike.
Highlight of the weekend. I really liked. This is going to sound crass, but I really liked the end of the weekend when it was like the last 2 hours. It was you, me, Ryan, and a couple of Ryan's guys just sweeping through buildings, and we were doing it at pace. We were just literally knocking buildings out left, right, and centre, and we cleared all the way up to the church all along that back run. I did it with what can only be described as a half-broken leg. And we were crawling through
it was fantastic,
tiny little trapdoor holes or whatever like that. Which
that was quality.
They're just about the same size as me in terms of the hole.
You got through there with ease, mate. There was room to spare. Absolutely. I, on the other hand, because you went through it, but right, fantastic. Okay, here we go. Ran and just dove forward like Klinsman and forgot I had my day sack on. I went, what? I was like, Mike, I better take my backpack off first. Yeah. Can you hold this? And then sort of shimmy through. That was
it was just literally we were just building after building after building. I mean, at that point, maybe there wasn't as many Op 4 in those buildings as there were earlier, but we were still building clearing. We were still taking people out as we moved through. There was proper coordinated working together. Like we were clearing arcs of fire, moving quite swiftly, and that for me was like the pinnacle of it because it was like it felt proper at that point. Like up until then, we'd been doing a lot of sort of forest fighting and sort of trying to come in into the town, whereas we didn't spend a lot of time in the town itself throughout the weekend.
Do you know what? That's quite a good, in a way, for it to be an urban training centre, to actually be more outside of it on the perimeters and doing bits and bobs cutting about. I don't think was actually too bad a thing. I know everyone goes there for the buildings and stuff like that, but it sort of led up to that crescendo at the end. I think if we've been in and out of buildings all weekend long and doing this and doing that and sort of stuck in rooms and we're in another little murder hole now, we can't get out of here. I think when that ending came, I don't think it would have had the effect on us that it did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's because we weren't in there much, and when we got in there, we were like, right, let's go, bang, and it was pace, man. It was pace. We had fire support group. We had Wayne, a couple of guys sat up there hammering upper windows whilst we was peeling off and going door to door, basically just peeling into each room and then going up and zigzagging, basically like a snake, all the way up and down through these houses. It was wicked. Loved it. Knackering, but absolutely loved it.
Yeah, Ryan says highlight had to be the fun.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely agree, mate. Yeah, it was brilliant. You boys were fantastic. It was really cool. Go on, lads. Go on,
How about you? What was your highlight?
Well, yeah, obviously the last attack. Highlight for me for the weekend. The highlight for me of the weekend. It had to be completely unplanned, but happening across that mortar position after our first patrol. because when we got back to the fob and I went in and debriefed with Luke, the OC, and Kettles and that, he said, "No, so give us a brief overview of what happened." So I told him about the potential ID threat, which turned out to be a false alarm, so no police cover. So we patrolled on a wide arc all the way around.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. You keep going. Keep going.
Sorry, yeah. And I said, "Hello." When we obviously happened across this mortar, 81mm mortar in the woodland, he was like, "What, this grid here?" Blah blah blah. I said, "Yeah." He went, "Yes, fucking yes," like that. I was like, "Oh, is that a good thing?" He's like, "Yeah, fucking right, it's a good thing." I said, "I thought I'd screwed like some of the game. I thought this was like, I don't know if I should have found you yet or not." And he's like, "No, not at all." He said, "It's an enemy firing position." He said, "Brilliant stuff." I was like, "Oh, woohoo, yeah." I don't feel guilty now. But yeah, that was cool. It was cool. Just that little things, little bit, and seeing them, all the guys just doing their thing, smiles on faces, no complaining at all from anyone. It was brilliant. Yeah, just fantastic. The only thing that did piss me off about the weekend was that there's the lack of cover in that sand fob now. The fact that you've just got a sanger in each corner and a building. It's just
I think some of that's the buildings as a whole. The approach to a lot of the buildings, there's not really. Yeah. I mean, with a reasonable show of force, you can hold that town quite easily.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the assault that we did over the railway line is quite a tricky assault. It's long.
You've got to have eyes everywhere to get up and over. Well, because obviously when we assaulted 9 and 10 at the end, we didn't know how many guns are in 9 and 10 or 8, 7 and 6.
It was all the buildings. They were coming out all the way.
So it's like, right, okay. The theory was attacking it from the left-hand side railway tunnel only gives you the end of one house and the end of another house to sort of hit you if you go quick enough. But literally, just got lit. I mean, what was it? 3 of us made it across.
Yeah.
A couple of grenades and that. The rest of the section were down. So obviously you reorg. By the time the 3 of us actually got into 9 and 10, cleared them 2 buildings, section could respawn in sort of like 5-10 minutes and come up over the top of the railway line, down the bank, and then in through the bottom windows, which was wicked. And then we were sort of in there. That's when, once we got our baseline established, it was trying to suppress 4 fronts, 2 sides on one side of the street, 2 sides on another side of the street, as well as getting an assault force to go building to building. I know the Trojan boys, and I think 3-2 went up Jan Smuts close, and then we took Pretoria, didn't we, with 3-1 and elements of 14, I think, and we just plowed.
I think the problem we found was the fact that the big initial push wiped out quite a lot of people, and then obviously you're reorganizing yourselves and kind of get back into the fight. But then at that point, it becomes a bit trickly in terms of your reinforcements. So you never end up with like everyone's back there at the same time to then do a big push all at once.
It was good though. Once we sort of reorged, we went back to the compound, didn't we? And sort of reorged ourselves. Everyone sort of came in. And it's like, right, let's get this plan set in stone. We did have Hero suggest doing something. I don't know who the guy is. But we sort of looked at each other and sort of went, "What? Who are you?" I don't think you were there. You might not have been there, but it was quite comical. It was intense. It was like, "This is what we need to do." I was like, "Whoa, okie dokie."
Oh, hi, Charlie. There he is. Pushed up Jan Shart's clearest. Then we pushed across 1, 2, 3, 4 Pretoria close.
That's the kiddie, mate. Yeah, and then we did 8, 9, and 10, and then we did 11 through to 16 or something on Pretoria, up towards the church. Had to go catch the rest. See you later, Nick. All the best, mate. But yeah, it was a great end to what was, in my eyes, a fantastic weekend, and I can't really find a fault with it from my personal point of view. If I had to, I cannot. You say, "Oh, if I had to choose something," I genuinely can't. I'm struggling. I wish my M4 worked. That would be it for me. So that's all Legion's fault. Thanks for that, Legion. Thanks for not fixing my gun when I arrived on the Friday night, you bastards. But that's completely my own doing. But yeah, I honestly cannot find fault with it, with the event itself.
Danny has thrown his favourite thing into the mix, which is when Mike tried throwing the smoke. So there was a rule: no smoke in buildings, and we were trying to push from one corner of a bit of set buildings to another, So I'd gone inside with like an Onagay, like the quick pull dual vent smoke grenades, and I'd gone, oh, bright orange. I thought, great. I struck it and I threw it out the window.
Incendiary.
I threw it out the window and it went smack into the wall and bounced onto the floor. At which point I'm just filling the room with smoke. I'm like, oh shit. So I went to pick it up again, went to throw it back out the window because I was a little bit conscious of the fact I'm now picking up a lit pyro. I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit like, oh, I don't want to hurt myself here. So I picked it up sort of quite gingerly and just sort of tried to lob it out the window, and it smacked into the fucking other side of the window frame again. And then literally,
you got yourself in a bit of a pickle, didn't you, mate?
I did. I was shouting at myself. I was very unhappy. The whole building was filling with orange smoke. There's other call signs like, "There's no smoke in the building." So I know I didn't do it on purpose.
No, just sitting there crying, holding his pipe. Oh, I didn't mean to.
But when the smoke dissipated, honestly, there was orange powder everywhere. Like the floor was just covered. You could see where the smoke grenade had been. You could see the marks on the wall where it hit the wall and then bounced off again. Oh, it's chaotic. Chaotic at best.
You did apologise to the marshal, though. It was a very kind.
I did apologise to the marshal because ultimately we are guests of the MOD at that site, and they specifically said no pyro in buildings. And I don't know if that's because it throws a whole load of orange shit everywhere, or if it's the just the safety point of view from smoke or something inside the buildings. But
well, there's certainly no smoke in buildings. I know, but obviously other pyros can be used. Certainly no smoke grenades. But it was a complete mistake. It was a genuine mistake.
And it was funny, so that was fine. The marshal found it funny.
And Danny obviously he heard you shouting at yourself. Shit on it, Jackie! Shit on it!
Ray says, yeah, it was. We're going back to sort of a while ago now. So the only downside was our kit had to be kept in separate location to where we were sleeping.
Oh, was that? Oh, was that because of obviously them buildings being in play range? I'm guessing, mate.
Well, presumably because otherwise people would just come in there and start raiding it and finding weapons and stuff and calling it in. Because I know
I think you could obviously clearly see that a bed setup is a setup. I certainly wouldn't do that.
No, but I guess that's part of the immersion, isn't it? Maybe is the fact that if
perhaps.
Yeah.
Fair play to the boys for staying in the old buildings. Good on you, lads. Go on, the lads.
I think they should have had the Op 4 guys in the village through though, and not in the posh houses, as nobody was there at night apart from us as we stayed there. Yeah, I mean it does make it more immersive when you're actually on patrol and like the village is lit up with like lights in the windows.
The old shutter now and again. Yeah, just see the little metal shutter opening slowly and rage again.
Oh, they had a weapons stash that we went to find. Was that in the church by any chance?
A weapons stash. Yeah, it wasn't in the church, was it? Where no one's allowed to go because it's hallowed ground. That's the perfect place to hide. That's where I'd hide it. Like, yeah.
And all the insurgents kept coming from, surprisingly.
Yeah. Ponder this thought for a moment.
Fresh Meat said, "Can we do it again?" That's a question.
Absolutely.
I can go up to doing it again.
Charlie says that there. He said, "Well, one of the best Blue 4 sides he's played on for a long time." So yeah, absolutely, mate. Completely agree. Wicked call signs there. Many different teams from across the country. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was really good. Nice. Oh, cool. So I was just reading Charlie's comment about rotations for Op 4. Sorry.
That's all right. That's fine. Yeah, apparently Op 4 had rotations 3 hours fighting, 3 hours SIG, 3 hours rest.
Oh, okay, cool. Not too dissimilar then.
Oh, there we go. Ray said that their weapon stash was in 1, 2, 3, 4 at the bottom by the fence to the base. Huh.
Oh, fair play. Nice.
I don't think I went over there the whole event.
Where's 1, 2, 3, and 4 then? Is that the first row of houses near the posh end?
Probably the brown ones, isn't it? Down by the SF base.
So if I was to look at the church with my back to the sand fob, they're 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be off to the right. So are they the first of the old houses next to the new ones at the back?
I think so, yeah.
Like the nearest to the old houses to the actual base.
This is fun enough, Rage, why we didn't find your weapon stash. Because even if you tell us where it is, we still don't know where it is.
Railway end 1, 2, 3, and 4. No, it can't be because that's 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 nearest to sand fob. Yeah. Yes, but right at the bottom. Right, okay, I'm with you. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 was the raid we did, the early morning raid.
So yeah, there was nothing in there.
That had been bugged out for like a couple of hours. But it was good drills nonetheless. I mean, that was another good highlight for me, was actually watching you guys, because I was on fire support with Kenny.
Yeah.
Watching the boys storm into that building was wicked, just to see it. It was quality. See these little heads bob up at the top. I was like, yeah, lads. No one in there, but fuck it. Brilliant. Celebrate.
Ray says, are you going to Bramley in May? So I'm not. I'm on.
No, sadly, I'm not.
Stuff, so.
I'm not, mate. Unfortunately, no. I've got the Defiant one, which is the weekend after the Bramley event. So I'll be doing the Defiant one in June 3rd to the 5th, in it, Mike. Which is at the Op.
Yes.
Oh, we'll keep it. I keep wanting to say Op Cadbury, but that's the
Merlin.
SEO one. It's the
no, not Op Merlin. It's the other one. Op Blood Tide, Red Blood something.
Red Tide.
Yes.
Op Red Tide at Defiant, first weekend of June, mate. So yeah, sadly not. I haven't been to Bramley yet either. I really want to go there. So the next one, the next MilSim at Bramley, I will attend, as long as my wife says I can, of course.
John says, when's your next event, lads?
Yeah,
next event is literally this weekend.
John, I'll be sending you a message this evening, mate, or get in touch with me, because I'll probably forget because I'm useless, regarding the Defiant event in June, mate. I'll be dropping you boys a message who were at the SEO event with myself and Wayne. So perhaps you guys could attend, have a chat with the lads, have a look at it. It's the first weekend in June, Op Red Tide with Defiant. So have a look, mate, see what you think. Good to have you boys along.
Ray said he wanted to do the Defiant one, but it's the bank holiday weekend.
Yes.
They do have T-shirts for sale as well now.
There's T-shirts for sale. Yeah, T-shirts for sale. If that tempts you.
Going back to the briefings and bits and pieces, yeah, Mike says, yeah, that's definitely a good shout. Post-mission debrief while sorting admin.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, definitely.
Ryan says, problem with running a RAD up is not as your SC or 2IC is the delay. Which, yeah, especially when your 1IC doesn't have comms with your radio op.
Yeah. Yeah, that can be a problem sometimes.
So at one point, we lost comms with both the 2IC, the 1IC. I can't remember, Mike, if you lost comms as well. I think your battery died from memory. So there was a lot of hand signals towards the end of the event. So John said, when's your next event? So the next one literally is this weekend. So with the AI 500 this weekend. So if anyone's there, come say hello. We'll have some stickers and bits and pieces.
Yep, stickers on us for cheeky giveaways, and some patches for sale.
Oh, we do have stuff to give away, don't we?
We've got.
I forgot that we're giving stuff away.
Are we going to mention it, or are we going to keep it as a surprise for the event?
We're going to keep it. So no, we can mention it. So Dale very kindly gave us a little breacher shotgun, which we've been a bit conscious of how we give that away to somebody, because he gave it to us as a giveaway. So we've got some bits of kit that Lance and I kind of boxed up, and we're just going to walk around the event and just give it to people that we think look deserving of it. So
with regards to the shotgun and that, we was looking for if there's a lad or a ladette at the event this coming weekend who shows some real sort of gumption and really gets stuck in. If it's a new event, if it's like one of their first times to an airsoft weekend or something like that, then it was a sort of like keep our beady eyes peeled. And sort of go, here you go, have a shotgun. You've done really well. Basically. We thought that's probably the fairest way to get rid of it.
Arming children. That's what
to give it away, to pass it on to somebody. So that's the plan. We'll have a few little bits and bobs on us. So it's going to be cool for the social side of things.
I've been putting a little box together of stuff, basically, that I can we can just give away. So we'll just have a box of bits.
Loads of stuff.
Dan says, what side are we booked on for Defiant's game?
We are DEA.
DEA,
motherfuckers.
Which inadvertently apparently has hard cover to sleep in overnight.
Oh, no, can I have a free gun, pretty please? Of course you can, Mr. Gane. You come sit on my lap, we'll talk all about it. Oh, that was funny. So Charlie came up to our billet, right? And he's about 19 foot tall. I'm about 3.5 foot. And I was stood on the step. So I had about a foot and a half. I had about a foot and a half reach on him, didn't I? And he stood there and went, oh, mate. I went, hello, mate. And I stepped off the step. And literally, I was just like eye level with his crutch. I was like, hey, Charlie, how's it going up there? You've got frost on top of your head. I mean, so I'm going to get back on the step because I was taller. Then I can eyeball you better. It was like the Naked Gun, Matey the detective, his assistant. whenever they're in shot together, all you can see is like the bottom of his tie because he's that tall, this guy. And he's like, you got something on the side of your mouth, and he flicks it, and like a whole banana just drops on the desk. So it was like that sort of situation. There's me down there, Charlie's like fucking disappeared into the canopy.
And the last comment that came in, James C said, "Not those tiny ISO containers. They're fucking horrible. I'd rather a basher any day." I don't mind them, to be honest.
Do you know what, James? I felt a bit claustrophobic when I was on the bottom bunk, so I had a bunk above me. I had Kenny sleep, and obviously he weighs less than a fart, so it wasn't too bad. But you could still see the sink of his mattress, like, oh, you're right there, aren't you? So I was quite grateful for old Captain Snoring here. So I set up my cot bed outside and just got my head down out there. It was lovely. Yeah, clear. I saw a shooting star. I laid back, looked up, and it went linear with the way I lay. And I was like, science going to be an amazing event, and it was. There we go. See,
let's see if I can find a picture of the containers.
It was cool. It's comfortable enough. It's comfortable enough. It's warm enough. There's electric heater in there and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely worse being on the bottom bunk as opposed to the top. The top does make a difference in terms of.
No, if you're a bit claustrophobic, I'd say sleeping on the top bunk would be better.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the top bunk.
Oh, sorry, right, yeah.
Because of that, I mean, my brother slept on the bunk below me, but it turns out the mattress was genuinely the springs holding the mattress up genuinely held up by cable ties. So we hurriedly put a few more cable ties on that just was a safety precaution,
some additional support.
Yeah, basically, I didn't want to just kill him in the night.
Although he wanted to kill you at one point for the fucking snoring.
He did.
Lawnmower containers, the smell of feet and the noise of constant mortars. Yep, you can't beat it. Rock anyone to sleep, that would.
So those, I don't know if that's the clearest. Those are the containers, basically.
There we go. Yeah.
So the double
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 to a billet there, chaps. So it's not too bad. You know, if you don't get everyone in there on a bed, you've got a couple of beds we used for storing kit and laying rifles on, right, didn't we?
Well, that worked quite well. I mean, I have been in these things before where it's literally we've got full 10 people in there, and it's just too much stuff.
Yeah, when you think about it, I mean, if you got like a full 2 guys to a set of bunk beds, so you've got 2 Bergens, 2 rifle bags, possibly a secondary admin bag that you brought along, like a civvy bag, that you've got to try and get underneath the bottom bunk, which you could probably do at a push or get them to one end. But then there's my bed. There's my bed when I slept outside and looked at yonder canopy of stars. Yeah. And there's the little storage crate. Lovely stuff.
James C said they're massive in comparison to where I got put. Fucking luxury. Cancel my last. That's what I mean. They're not too bad. I mean, you can get 10 people in there. We get a reasonable amount of stuff in there. I know what you mean. I do know what you mean in terms of being on the bottom bunk, though, especially when because they are quite they hammock almost, don't they? And they proper drop. So you're laying underneath, you do kind of get quite a close proximity to the guy above you.
Danny's a bit like, oh, Betty. Oh, Betty, you caught me off guard. Oh, Betty. Isn't he? A bit for expensive there. Right, so where's your beret? Oh, Betty. I've done a whoopsie. Oh, we'll have to get. Oh, that's going to need a speech bubble in a minute. That'll be republished soon.
I'll let it go on it.
Right. Oh, Betty.
Oh dear. Right. Next week we're probably. I don't know what we're doing next week, to be honest with you.
Oh no, there is a thing next Wednesday.
There was a thing next Wednesday.
Where's our?
Just getting it quick now. Phil, Lance, Phil.
Oh, I'm feeling. Ooh, Betty. Ooh, Betty. I can't keep doing
that. Lance, why don't you tell people about how they can get in touch with us while I look it up?
You should all know by now, so I'm not going to tell you. You get in touch with our normal email, Instagram, www.novemberfoxtrot.co.uk or lance.com. Contact us individually on our handles, Mike at 9volt Airsoft or myself at the Punish One on Instagram. Any questions or queries?
Andy as well.
And reviews. No one's leaving reviews. We want reviews.
_ Quartermaster. Yes, leave reviews.
And Andy, of course. Reviews. Andy's not here. Andy's probably at the hotel now in the bar. That's why he's not here now. The tosser. Yeah.
Next week we're going to be doing basic MilSim clothing. So we're going to be kind of going back on the whole classic topic of trousers, base layer tops, socks, and underwear. So it's all that lovely stuff.
Beautiful. Paying particular attention to the base layer.
Yeah. There will be the review. I know somebody asked for the review on Lance's favoured socks. That'll be getting uploaded to the website this week.
Yes, we've done a few this week, haven't we?
You have?
Oh, one thing I did make a boo-boo. I left my torch at the site, didn't I?
Oh, you did.
So my Olight Perrin 2, I left it magnetised to the fucking metal bunk bed in my billet. I didn't realise till I got back. So fingers crossed, Big Mike from Legion is going to search my billet this weekend because there's a battle sim at Legion. So he's going to have a look, see if it's still there. Hopefully no trainees or anything have been in there during the week using it for exercise and found.
I mean, what a find! What an
just laying there on the billet and gone on the bunk and gone. Oh, what have I? I'll be like, you fucking bastard. So yeah, I'm an Olight down at the minute. I've got the head strap and I've got the charger, but no bit to go in between the two.
Yeah,
I'm missing the key ingredient, being the fucking light emitter. So yeah, that's a poor admin on my part, not checking my area was squared away properly before I left it. Shut the door. I was too busy sweeping up and doing other things, and I just left it there, clipped onto the metal bed frame.
Defo nicking that if it's not found by the
Hopefully
staff.
they won't notice it. You know, for the squaddies, they might think, "Oh, it's just somewhere to hang my glasses up." That's right. I put up there. You stupid squaddy. I ain't joking. I didn't mean it. I'm joking.
Yeah. Oh, Dan said he had a 3-bedroom house between 5 of us at Longwell. That's all right.
We had one of them once in the SF base. It was horrible because we were right above the ops room. It was the noisiest experience of my life. I was like, this is fucking stupid. This is why we're in here. I'd rather be asleep in the Sanger right now.
It was also so cold. Genuinely, the container, I think, was warmer. But
we had a lovely setup there, didn't we? Good stuff, gents. I think it sounds like everyone's enjoyed it from Op 4 to Blue 4.
Police have arrived.
There he is. There he is. Chief of Police in the house.
That was wicked. I love the little police car as it drives around because you're never really sure what it's carrying. You're never sure what's in the boot.
100% growing legs, head torches are a Gucci fine. Fuck off, James. Please don't tell me they've taken it away. Please, mister, can I have my torch back? It's not got the head torch nothing with it though. It's just the angled lamp itself. It's got the the magnetic charging base.
The head torch bit's quite cheap to get hold of, isn't it?
Yeah, really cheap. Yeah, and it's literally like that's the upright post of the bed, and it's like pink, and it's there. Fuck. Mike, buy me a new torch. Can't we put it through expenses?
You think we have expenses?
Well, we should have. Create some.
We'll do a charity fundraiser for you. How's that?
Please donate to Lance's cock up.
The police station was fantastic. Apparently, it had sandwiches and tea.
Honestly, Fox Squad there, they actually done a fantastic job. It's a really good police force. Like I said earlier, you'd be smiling at you. Weren't sure if he was going to genuinely be smiling or potentially just shoot you in the back of the head.
Yeah.
But it was like I said, to recap everything, fantastic event. Get yourselves booked onto the next Legion MilSim. You won't be disappointed. It was brilliant. It was really, really good.
Cool. I think that's everything. So next week, base layers.
Base layers and your generic sort of standard loadout. We'll have a chinwag about that.
Feel free to leave us a review. 5-star ones and that get read out in funny accents. So apparently by me. Although Andy might want to do that now. You never know. No,
I don't think he does. It's just you.
Feel free to drop us a message on any of the socials. In the meantime, have an awesome week.
Yes, enjoy. If you're going Airsoft in the weekend.
Yeah, for those at AI, we will see you then. And Ray asked if we could do a Trangia review at some point. So I might have to leave that one with you, Lance, because I don't have a Trangia.
Oh, yes, mate. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to do some science this weekend, Ray. So I'll keep you posted, mate.
Maybe we'll do like a three review. We could do like a little cheap Vango cook set, jet ball and a Trangia. Yeah, jet ball, Trangia. I want to do the Dragon Fuel tabs this weekend on my Crusader mug cook set, and I want to do the Trangia. We've obviously got the heat, the wind guard around it, and just want to see which one gets the boil on quicker. Out of 3, and obviously the new Hexi burner style, like the stainless. It's more like an brushed alley looking Hexi burner, the British Army one, BCB one.
as opposed to the old hexy copper looking color one. I want to try that out and see just the concentration of the heat compared to the amount of fuel you've got. So like one Dragon fuel cell, how much does it need to get a boil on? Because one thing I did find with the Crusader cook set is that you do lose a bit of heat around the edge of the cup. You get a lot of flamage coming around. So, I'm thinking if it was if that base plate for that Crusader mug was a couple of mils smaller on each side, it would concentrate that heat under the cup more rather than escaping around the edge. So I brought a little windshield with me because we're going to be pretty exposed. So I've got a little metal windshield that can fold around the. I'm not going to be exposed.
No, that wasn't what I was laughing at. Like literally, the last event, people lost tents over the side of the cliff, so it's proper exposed.
So we'll see. I'll see what the weather's like. It could be a really poor position to be doing science, so it might have to be wait for a calm day where the weather doesn't really come into it. We'll see.
Silly said, "I'm at that police force at Octo 8. They made the event, to be honest."
Yeah, they're fantastic chaps, all of them. Really good.
And Padraig says, "Are you lads off to Octo 8 soon?" So I'm not. I don't know when the next one is that I can actually make.
The next one is Tuddenham. I can't make that one either. Not sure if they've got another one at Battle Lakes or maybe Alpha or Bravo site. Perhaps potentially could maybe make an Augusty event there. Trouble is, it's
really tricky because there's so many.
We're getting the holidays, and it's I've got that, and I've got family camping trips coming up, and like school holidays, and that to think about, and try and make up for a lot of lost time that we've lost over the last couple of years. So we need to get some camping trips under our belts again.
We're trying as well to kind of get to some new sites and meet some new people as well, because obviously, we spout on about all the weird and wonderful things that you can go and do as an Airsoft MilSim or an Airsoft event. But unless we go and try some of these other events as well, we don't. We're kind of trying to do what we preach, basically, which is kind of get out there and do some more of these.
Which
things.
We're doing. That SEO event I did at Dog Tag was brilliant. Again, fantastic. I've not, this year so far, touch wood, the events that I've attended have been fantastic. The Octo one to kick the year off, the SEO one, the Legion one last weekend, AI 500 this weekend, Defiant in June, all good things. So yeah, going to be a good year. Methinks good year for Airsoft.
Okay. Harry's got the Octo 8 dates there. So April 23rd, 24th, Tuddenham 2nd, 3rd of July, Battle Lakes November 11th, 12th, USA TBA Eversley Alpha.
So April 23rd and 24th is Op Vanquish 3 at Tuddenham. July the 2nd and 3rd is the Tizzit Op to be in Battle Lakes. So is that Battle Lakes the 2nd and 3rd of July? Or was it Battle Lakes November 11th and 12th?
I don't know. I don't think that's copied and pasted very well.
No. I think it's the 2nd and 3rd of July Tizzit Op against someone at Battle Lakes. And then November 11th and 12th is the USA at Eversley. Okay, 2nd and 3rd July. Maybe could do that one.
Kenny, you can leave reviews on our Facebook page, or you can use them on iTunes. I think Podbean as well. You can leave them on Spotify. You can't, I don't think, unless everyone's been leaving reviews on there, and I've just not found them yet. So.
Oh no, I won't be there 2nd and 3rd July because my anniversary's on the 4th, so we'll probably be away that weekend. Oh, I'll try though. I'll give it a go.
Yeah, give it a go.
I'll let you have that conversation with us.
When the next Airsoft event, you'll be running around because you'll be lighter because you'll have no testicles.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, there's always that to think about.
Right, we better go. It's now an hour and a half. So thanks everyone for joining us. We will be back next week. Hopefully, Andy will be able to join us as well.
We will be back as a threesome again. Love a threesome.
In the meantime, have an excellent week. We shall see you then. Say goodbye, Lance.
Goodbye, Lance.
Ciao.
Oh, prick.